This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. What you just heard there was me putting this guitar through its paces. This is, as I'm sure you know, my latest acquisition. This is the Epiphone Standard 60s SG. It cost me 389 coins of the realm from Guitar Amp Keyboard, or GAK or GAK, or however you want to say it. By the way, that piece of music there is, there's a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and a jam track to play along with. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address. Link is in the description. $3 a month or £2.50 and you get access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive thank you to everybody who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are also linked down in the description. Before we get any further, a little bit of housekeeping. The tones I was using in that piece of music were courtesy of Positive Grid Bias Amp 2. I was using this Plexi setting for the rhythm guitar tones, and this Diesel VH4 setting for the lead tones, and didn't it sound good, I have to say. You know, had a massive amount of fun putting that little piece of music together, and I'm having a massive amount of fun playing this guitar. Just in case you are wondering, well, yes, but what about the clean tones? I did run through a few sort of clean tones in the unboxing video, but you know, this guitar isn't bought for its clean tones, is it? Really, you know, you don't buy an SG style guitar because you know you want to play, you know, clean, jangly, you know, sparkly, spangly sounding stuff. It's very much a guitar that likes to live on the dirtier side of the amp. Nevertheless, let's have a little bit of a look at some clean tones. What I'm plugged into here, I'm going into the Positive Grid Spark on this amp model here, the AD Clean. I do find the orange amp settings on the Spark to be my favourites for some reason. Anyway, let's just have a little bit of a run through some clean tones. I'm on the middle pickup setting here. All volumes and tones are up on full, and it sounds like this. So, it can handle clean tones quite well. It's one thing I've always found with humbucker equipped guitars, or often found with humbucker equipped guitars. When you start getting down here into the campfire cowboy chord end of things, it can often sound a little bit muddy, but that's certainly not the case with this guitar, as you have just heard. The other thing I always like to do is if I just reach over and go to what I've got dialed in as preset number 2 on the Spark. This is more of I think I'm using the an orange amp model again. I think the British 30 or whatever it's called. But it's basically set up for a kind of quite a crunchy tone. And if I just point the camera down, now you will see that I can just dial the volume control back and I get a perfectly usable, nice, clean tone. Let's try the same thing with the neck pickup. Etc. So you could possibly, if you're that kind of player, playing in some sort of blues scenario, you could easily just live on the dirty channel of your amp, as long as it's not kind of dimed and going for sort of avenged sevenfold levels of gain. But you could live on the dirty channel of your amp and just control it with the volume controls on the guitar, which is something I always miss when you can't do that. Certain brands of guitar, it's everything sounds good when it's up on full, but dial it back a little bit. The last SG guitar, actually, SG style guitar that I owned, was a bit like that. It was a lovely guitar. It was the vintage VS6, and it's something I've found with those vintage brand guitars. They sound good when everything's on full, but try using the volume control to back it off a little bit, and it gets a little bit woolly and muddy sounding. But not here. Tell you what, let's have a look at the vital statistics for this guitar, neck measurements, neck profile, and so on and so forth. There you go. You can see there's the 1st and 12th fret neck profiles. I'm going to come back to what I think of that in a moment. Nut width of 42.8 millimeters and a weight of 3.06 kilograms. Let's while we're on here, let's just cut to a little bit of B-roll so you can see the pickup readings. And as you can see, kind of sort of a vintage output set of pickups here, which very much does suit me down to the ground. I think that has a lot to do with the the quality of the clean tones on this guitar. So it's shaping up rather well, this guitar. It arrived a few days late, it has to be said. But it arrived pretty much perfectly set up out of the box. The only thing I've had to do with it, and this is one of those things that you file under nice problem to have, is I had to raise the action a little bit. Quite often a guitar will turn up with a high action, and you think, why has it been left with a high action? And then you lower it, and you find that it buzzes like a crazy thing all over the neck, but not this. There was a little bit of fret buzz, but there was plenty of room in the mix to raise the action to get rid of that, and it plays like butter. It is absolutely a gorgeous guitar to play. I've been having a lot of fun playing this. This neck profile, you saw the measurements there. It reminds me in a lot of ways of my old Gordon Smith GS 1.5. That had a satin finish neck. Full disclosure here, this is a gloss finish neck, and I know that can be a deal breaker for many people. Not for me. I prefer satin, but it's not a deal breaker. It's, as I often say, it's like Coke and Pepsi. I may express a preference, but I'll take whatever's on offer. I've never had that thing where You know, people say, oh, a gloss neck gets sticky. I've just never noticed that, you know. Perhaps that's just my my individual body chemistry is not is causing it to not get sticky. I don't know, but I've never had that problem, although as I say, I do prefer the feel of a satin neck. But this is a beautifully comfortable neck to play on. The other thing that it reminds me of, and I've tried to kind of have a look close up, but can't really tell, to be honest with you, but it does feel like it's got rolled fretboard edges. It's certainly got that kind of inviting feel, you know, especially for like me, if you do that kind of thumb round the top sort of stuff a lot. It's got a really like super comfortable neck, and I mean, you heard at the top of the video how it sounds. It's hot and beefy, like a mug of Bovril on a cold day. It's a really nice guitar to play this. As you can probably tell, I'm quite taken with this instrument. I wasn't expecting to be, okay? I had this kind of itch that I needed to scratch. I've been fancying an SG style guitar for some time now. I'm thinking, just get it out of your system, John. You know, just grab one, document it, make a few videos of it, earn a few quid, and then move it on. But yeah, this one I think is probably going to stay, and I do need to replenish the guitar fund a little bit. But I'm going to have a long and hard think about whether this is the guitar that's going to get sold in order to do that. I have too many guitars, so I'm just going to have a think about which ones I'm not playing that much at the moment, which ones would feel right to get rid of. I'll probably even do a video on that as well, where I'm sharing my my musings with you. The obvious comparison people will often ask me to make is with Harley Benton guitars, because you may have noticed I've done a few videos about Harley Bentons in the past. Well, the last Harley Benton SG copy that I had was the DC Custom, but that was a few years ago, and it suffered from all of the things that I always disliked about SGs. The neck felt too long, you know, because of where the neck joins the body. Everything feels scooched that way, just a little bit too far. You know, let's just point the camera down again. The volume and tone controls feel like they're a taxi ride away, down there, certainly they did on that guitar, and you know, the neck dive and everything. But you know, I mean, this one is a little bit neck divey if I take my hands away, but it's not too bad. You know, if I do that, and then, well, yeah, I mean, there, it's balancing pretty well, it has to be said. So it's not massively neck divey. I don't know. I liked that Harley Benton DC Custom for what it was, and I think at the time when I reviewed it, I said, if you're wanting an SG style guitar, then this, you know, and you're on a budget, this could be a great guitar to have a look at. But I just wasn't into SGs at the time, so it got moved on. This one, however, I don't know whether it's so subtly different or whether perhaps I've changed in the intervening years, but I'm just not experiencing any of those kind of issues that I was expecting to kind of encounter, you know, by picking up an SG. I'm really enjoying this guitar. There is, of course, the newer Harley Benton SG copies. I think they're the DC DLX, and on paper they are, you know, dare I say it, better guitars. You know, you've got the Goto hardware, you've got the stainless steel frets. I mean, that alone is, you know, a big selling point for those guitars. And if I ever play one, I will let you know. But I haven't played one, so I can't really comment on what this guitar compares with them like. And yeah, I could have bought one of those because they're relatively new, and you know, done a review on it, but you know, do you really want to see yet another John Robson video where I'm reviewing yet another Harley Benton guitar? I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to look at Harley Benton guitars anymore, of course I am, but it's just I'm conscious that I did the SC DLX that single cut one, and I did the I've done a couple of videos on the CST 24P90 guitar recently, so I thought it would be, just kind of prudent to mix it up a little bit. So there you go, folks. I am really enjoying this guitar, and I'm going to have a long and hard think about whether this one is going to be hitting the road in order to replenish the fund to buy the next review guitar. I'll put a link to the specs in the description. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that, so I'm not getting any kind of kickbacks from Guitar Amp Keyboard or anybody for reviewing this guitar. It was bought with my money, and this is a completely honest review, so you can, I'm not trying to sell you the guitar, I'm trying to tell you what it's like. So yeah, if you're interested in the specs, go and check out the link in the description. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it informative in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it. Don't forget, as always, the live stream every Friday 5 PM UK time, where we have a beer and a chat. Basically fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.